With the mid-season patch, rapid-fire snipers got two pretty massive changes. Cloudstrike is by far the best rapid-fire sniper we have in Destiny, so in this video I'm going to be testing it and comparing it to Izanagi's Burden, which is the current king of DPS. Looking over the changes this archetype got specifically, first is a recoil reduction of 50%, which is massive and a great quality of life change for just hitting your shots, and then second is going to be an increase in the total ammunition you get by 30%. As I mentioned, Cloudstrike is easily the best special rapid-fire sniper in the entire game, so I figured people would want to see this tested first, but if there is something else you want to see tested, let me know in the comments down below. As you guys can see here, just shooting a random target in the Enclave, it's pretty easy to tell how drastically the recoil was reduced, and as you're easily going to see later in the video, this thing beams. And then with the full reserves, this now holds up to 31 total shots at base, allowing Cloudstrike to output easily over 1,000,000 damage on its own. Taking a look at how hard everything we are testing hits for, Cloudstrike does a normal shot for 15,178 damage, with the lightning strikes dealing an additional 24,943 damage every third shot. I've heard people also say that this can deal more damage against enemies with larger hitboxes, but I've never seen this to be true, so we're just going to be keeping things at the additional 24k. Izzy, which is the current king of weapon swaps, hits for 110,329 with a ×4 honed edge and catalyst applied. Then Hothead or any other adaptive or aggressive rocket will hit for 116,138 damage, assuming you have explosive light. And since explosive light has no impact on Wolfpack rounds and their damage, with Wolfpack rounds, these are going to add in additional 32,636 damage per rocket, assuming all Wolfpack rounds hit and explode properly. Taking these values, looking over at the DPS that Cloudstrike deals, and then comparing it to an Izzy swapping rotation while also throwing in a swapping rotation with Cloudstrike to compare. First, as you're going to see, just spamming Cloudstrike with triple tap on the catalyst is going to take around 22.42 seconds. Since we are getting 40 shots off here with 12 lightning strikes that would be proccing, we're dealing 906,000 total damage, bringing the base DPS of this weapon out to 40,000, which is super solid for a special weapon that is dealing close to 1,000,000 damage, and with surges this would easily jump up to 1.1 million damage. Adding in a Hothead and then doing a swapping rotation with Cloudstrike, you're going to see that I shoot 4 shots, reload Cloudstrike, and then swap back to the rocket. It's kind of hard to simulate triple tap here, but either way, we're dealing 1.78 million damage in just 28.52 seconds, which is 62.5 thousand damage per second. And as I said, if triple tap was proccing, you could definitely do some better, more optimal rotations that would save time and deal more damage, but I think this is a pretty good baseline to use. Then lastly, looking over at Izanagi's Burden and a rocket, it obliterates everything. We deal the full combo, which is less damage, coming in at 1.66 million total damage. That said, we did this in just 20.9 seconds, which is way less time. So our DPS comes out to 79.5 thousand damage per second, which is miles better than swapping with Cloudstrike. And do also note, I did properly adjust the damage for the final ×3 honed edge shot at the end here. Even though it's pretty clear to see Izzy swapping is way better than Cloudstrike swapping, we didn't take into account weapon surges, which can change things up. Cloudstrike and Hothead are both arc weapons, so they get the full 22% damage increase for 3 weapon surges if they're all on arc. But when you pair Hothead with Izanagi's Burden, the most optimal thing to do is have on 1 copy of Kinetic Surge, so Izzy gets a 10% buff, and then keep on 2 copies of Arc Surge, so Hothead still gets that 17% buff. Taking this into account and comparing things side by side, only adjusting the total damage output values, with surges, Cloudstrike and Hothead both get a 22% increase in their damage, bringing this combo up to 2.17 million damage, and the DPS up to 76.2 thousand, which is a massive increase. That said, even though the jump isn't as high, Izzy is still on top with Hothead, as this combo now hits for 1.9 million, which is 91,000 damage per second. I wanted to make this video for anyone thinking that Cloudstrike might be the play now. I wouldn't say it's really worth using as of right now for any boss that requires swapping. If you guys do use it on its own though, I think it's pretty obvious it's one of the best special weapons for damage output and consistent DPS that we have. I don't think there's too many spots in the game where it would be useful, but the reserves increase and the major recoil reduction are great to see, and overall, for doing something like a triple weapon swap with a standard rapid fire sniper, this just makes things even easier. Let me know your thoughts on rapid fires and the changes we got in the comments below. And we did also start running speedruns for Spire the Watcher on my Twitch. Currently, we're running Root of Nightmares and Spire. So if you guys do like endgame PvE, a link will be in the description below. Anyways, that's all for this video. As always, have a good one, guys. Peace.